Welcome, y'all.
Bienvenidos, y'all.
We're bilingual today, bitches.
Oh, yes. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Inclusivity.
Yes.
Inclusivity?
That's it, right?
Diversity and inclusion.
Did I say it right?
Yes. I think
It
that is a
felt
word.
right. It felt
Yeah.
So I am drinking some kind of weed drink that my kids brought to me. Delta cannabis water. I don't know how this show's going to go, to be perfectly honest with you all. This is my second sip.
I was gonna podcast today.
But then I got high. Then I drank a Delta juice, and then I got high. What are you drinking?
I'm having Crown Royale.
Peach?
Peach.
Nice. Peach Crown Royale.
It's delightful.
We had a kid get drunk on their school bus on Peach Crown Royale.
Oh, man.
Ew.
I hope
Yeah.
there's a bus somewhere.
There might be.
Gloria, are you just drinking water?
I am drinking water.
You went to a food festival today, so
I did.
You got to
So-
let that settle.
Correct. And
Yes.
I'm getting old, so I need to...
Bitch, you walk a mile in my shoes and then tell me you're getting old.
She made some bad choices.
I made
She
some
made
bad
some bad
choices.
One espresso martini and some food in Lafayette doesn't sound like bad choices
Coffee
to
and
me.
teenies.
Well,
and salsas.
you try it and tell me how it feels.
Look, my new
Oh,
thing I've been getting when I feel like just being outside the box is I get a dirty martini, extra dirty, extra olives.
Yeah.
That's my new thing. Vodka, not gin.
Fancy.
I'm rocking them, bitch.
She's
Yeah.
a fancy queen.
No,
love it.
I'm not fancy.
You're such a fancy pothead. Wasn't it? Are you high?
Just so we know, no one who gets drug tested is drinking this drink.
No.
Correct.
Would never.
But you can live vicariously through me.
Yeah, I just want to watch.
Three sips, and here we go. Y'all ready for a story?
We are
Yes.
ready.
And I do
Give it to us.
believe, if I'm not mistaken, that you are going to have some South American crazy laws for
Correct.
us?
Yeah. Yeah. Sit tight.
Okay. All right. 2007. What was going on? I got these from entertainmentweekly.com.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Gere. Y'all know who he is?
Yes. Gloria. Were you alive in 07?
Okay, so I wasn't alive in the United States. I was going to
There
mention
she
that.
is.
So I was like T
Here we
minus
go.
2 years.
Here we go.
Not an American.
Third
And I
world
didn't
But
speak
flex.
English.
do you know who Richard Gere is?
No.
It doesn't matter.
Pretty woman, the dude.
Oh,
It doesn't matter.
got it.
So, at an AIDS awareness rally in India,
Mm.
Richard Gere spontaneously kissed Bollywood star Shilpa Shetty, and public displays of affection are taboo in India. So, that kiss set off a shit show and led a judge to issue Richard Gere an arrest warrant
Sounds reasonable.
Ooh.
for a kiss, y'all.
Is he still a fugitive?
He quickly fled, and then they dropped the charges against him when he had to come back and do a movie or whatever.
Mm.
Not too long. But against the woman, Shilpa Shetty, her obscenity charges were not cleared until 15 years later.
Whore. Yeah.
She was just a victim.
Bitch.
A victim. I mean, not a whore.
Bitch. Okay.
But what if she was in on the kiss and it was like a
Fair enough.
publicity stunt?
I don't think she would be.
Well, she made a bad choice.
Well,
Sorry,
maybe.
ho.
Okay, here we go. Sip.
Keep your mouth to yourself. Get it. Get it.
Hey, you made it all the way to grits.
You're even sipping with your left hand.
I know. Paris Hilton in 2007 was released from prison after serving 23 days for violating probation and driving with a suspended license.
I remember that.
And finally, in 2007, 68 years after greeting Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, 7 of the actors who played Munchkins were on hand to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Mm.
I love
It's
that.
precious.
That's awesome.
It is precious.
All 1 star for their
Well, they're tiny.
tiny hands.
So they could fit all their hands on one. No. Okay. Enough of that. We're going to Knoxville, Tennessee for this story. And I have it at the end of my story, but I think Nicole, who is a Patreon member, is the one who sent me an email about the story. But I'll double check that at the end. Okay. I don't know much about Knoxville. I don't know how much y'all know.
Hmm.
West Knoxville is a very wealthy part of town. It's the good part of town, quote unquote. And the people there say there's the West Knoxville and then there's the rest of Knoxville. That's what they call it.
Mm.
Channon, Christian, moved from Louisiana.
Oh.
That's our only reference to Louisiana in this story.
Shout out.
Peace. Moved from Louisiana to Tennessee with her family in 1997. Channon Christian grew up near West Knoxville, the nice part of town. She was an all-American girl, blonde hair, blue eyes,
Love
Typical.
it. Love it
bubbly
for her.
personality.
Yes.
I'm picturing cheerleader.
Mm.
Love it.
Okay. In high school, she was friends with everybody. The geeks, the jocks, the heads, as they used to call them. I don't know what y'all call them
As she
now.
should
I
be.
hope she
don't
turns
know.
evil. Let's see it.
I was gonna say,
She's like, I want her to fail. I
don't know.
want her to fucking fail.
I don't know if she's the problem or the victim yet, so I'm not gonna.
I know,
Yeah,
yeah.
no
I don't
Snapchat.
anticipate.
I'm gonna just.
So after high school, she went to the University of Tennessee and she studied hard. She worked 2 part-time jobs. And around the time of this story, she is 21 years old. While attending college, Channon met a charming 23-year-old boy named Christopher Newsom. Chris was not from the West Side, but he was still a good guy. He was a former high school baseball star. He worked in construction. He was just a good old boy, okay? And it was love at first sight for Channon and Chris. They went together like peas and carrots,
Peas and carrots.
as Forrest Gump would say.
Yes.
Wow.
So, but not only did Channon and Chris hit it off great.
I'm so
Are
sorry.
you having a microphone adjustment problem?
I don't belong here. Yeah. Keep going.
Don't
Just ignore
touch
me.
it. I can
Ignore me.
adjust your sound. Don't touch it. Okay. So, but Shannon's girlfriends and Chris's guy friends, they all got along.
Oh,
So they were
wow.
always like
Yeah.
hanging out, doing
This
stuff.
is a bomb waiting to explode.
You think?
Well, I don't know. I'm like, the anticipation is killing me.
Well, I'm bringing this up because the vehicle that Channon drove was a shiny new 4Runner.
Mm.
And those kids went around everywhere in that car.
Forerunners used to be like,
The shit?
yeah.
2007, was that the shit?
I remember like really wanting a 4Runner at one point in my life. Like they were top notch.
Okay.
So
And
like,
this is 07.
my
so-
respect for them is growing as
There
the story
we
goes
go.
on.
Well, how nice that her parents bought her that
oh,
going into college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, she was from
she's
the
a
West Side.
That's right.
West Side's the
West
best side.
Yes.
Throw up your wait.
I don't know how
Let me
to.
see if I can do my gang W.
There you go.
I don't. Are we allowed to?
I don't know. I just did it. This is a podcast. I don't think we have any.
You're right. You're
you
right.
know.
You're right.
Okay. Here we go.
It's all the weeds got me nervous.
That's right. Just being in this proximity.
I'm
of it.
paranoid watching you drink it.
January 6th. Oh, Dalton's camera switching for us, y'all.
He's mad about it though.
No, I was going to say he's so delighted.
Sarcasm. January 6th, 2007. In Knoxville, Tennessee, it's cold, dreary.
Mm.
But you know, Channon and Chris's love was just
Warm.
hot and
It's
warm.
cuddle
Yeah,
weather.
it is. Heater
Yeah.
in that 4Runner works.
Mm-hmm. Well, on this night, Channon and her friend Kara were hanging out at Kara's apartment. They were waiting for Chris to get there so they could go to a party. Around 7:30, Chris called and said he was running late. He would be there in about 30 minutes. So Channon told Kara, go ahead and go to the party. You know, we'll be right behind you. And you know it's 2007 because kids today don't even like go out till 10:30 or 11.
Right.
And
Yeah.
this is 7:30. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that felt kind of early to get going, but
It's like
Yeah.
nap time.
whatever.
No, that's like 30 minutes before I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
What day of the week was it? Was it a weekend or a weekday?
Well, it's
Do we
January
know?
6th. I'm thinking it's a Friday.
Okay.
That's just what I'm going to go
Yeah.
with.
Okay, fair.
Because I have that brain that just can tell you what
I
day of
like
the week
it.
That's
any-
right.
Yeah. Okay. So Kara went on to the party. She called Channon. She texted Channon. Didn't get an answer from her. Shannon's mom, I guess, tried to reach out to her that evening. She didn't get an answer from her. So the next day, Channon didn't show up for work.
Oh, brother.
Gosh.
So at this point, Shannon's mom is calling Chris's family.
Yes.
Hey, are the kids ever, like, have you seen her? Anything? Chris's family is like, no, we haven't seen them. Shannon's mom called Kara, her friend. Have you seen her? Yeah, I saw her last night before I went to the party, but I haven't seen her since then. Okay. Shannon's 4Runner's gone.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
Chris's vehicle is at Kara's apartment. So he arrived there,
Mm.
like he said he was.
Mhm.
They went to the party in the 4Runner. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So the families, Shannon and Chris's, they called up hospitals, the police, the jail. You know, they're just trying to find out where the kids could be.
So both of them are missing.
Both of them are missing.
Okay. I was about to say, if they went in the 4Runner, And his truck was at Kara's apartment. How did? Okay, I thought
Yeah.
he was.
I
I
know,
thought they were
yeah.
asking him. I lost that, but
No.
I found
Yeah.
it. I'm locked in.
I might
we're in.
have just omitted that
You
because
would
I'm
never.
drinking a
Oh,
weed
no, no,
drink.
You
no,
would
no.
never have.
You do not
You're
wrong.
sharp as a tack.
So-
sharp as a high tack.
When the families called the police finally to say they're missing, the families are like, the police are like, y'all haven't talked to the, I'm calling them kids because I'm 55 years old.
No, they're
But they're
kids.
young people.
Yeah.
Y'all haven't talked to them in 12 hours. This is not an emergency.
Right.
They have vehicles. They're adults. You know, you need to go out and look for them, is what the police said. Which, I get it, but I kind of have a problem with that.
Right.
But anyway, the family said, okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go look for them. And I thought this was very smart. The first thing that Shannon's family did, we are at January 8th at this point. So
Okay.
January 6th,
Right.
that night, they went, the next day they realized they're missing. January 8th, the phone company tells Shannon's family that the phone pinged in East Knoxville.
Uh-oh.
Bad part of town.
The poor area of town.
If the West is the best,
East is the least.
yes. Quick rhyming. You should be a rapper.
You should.
Poet didn't know it. I'm embarrassed.
So East Knoxville is the equivalent to our Plank Road.
North Baton Rouge.
No,
Fair.
You know-
I know nothing about East Knoxville.
but you know about Plank Road.
I'm
right?
familiar.
Okay,
yeah.
where the women, ladies of the night, if you will.
Where they earn a hard day's work.
That's right.
Living.
There's also, you can buy crack and all the meth and all the things
Got
in
it.
East Knoxville.
Good.
Okay.
Good to know.
This is a place where these two kids' phones should not be pinging.
Sure. Why are they there in
Yes,
that Forerunner?
yes.
Yes.
Looking for trouble.
Shiny new Forerunner. So Shannon's dad made a beeline for Chipmunk Street in East Knoxville, which is around where the phone pinged. Okay. They got a search party of friends and family together. They met at a convenience store. They got organized. And for hours, they went through the streets to see if they could find any sign of Channon or Chris or the Forerunner. Finally, Shannon's dad, his name's Gary.
Gare Bear.
Gare Bear. Didn't I tell y'all a story with Gare Bear in it last time?
Maybe did I say Gare Bear last
I
time?
think you did.
I'm
Wasn't
not
it?
even
You need
relevant
some
anymore.
fresh material.
I'm embarrassed.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Contact.
So Shannon's dad, at some point during this whole search party group thing, came across Shannon's Forerunner.
Oh.
The police, hey, we found the car.
Yeah.
So the police were swarming the vehicle at that point. Now they're
Now they came in.
Now they're invested.
They're locked in. Like it.
Shannon's purse was not in the car.
Uh-oh.
Her iPod was not in the car. The driver's seat, right?
I'm sorry, Shannon.
That's
iPod.
rough. Yeah.
The driver's seat was moved back as far as it could go.
Hello.
Shannon's jacket was in the back seat. The car looked like it had been cleaned out. Like no CDs.
Uh-oh. A lot of
Oh,
bleach.
okay.
She kept pictures in her car. She didn't have any pictures in there.
Gone.
Everything's gone.
Was she little? Do we know? Because like with the seat pushed way back, right?
I don't know her size.
Let's assume.
I'm
But
assuming
they wouldn't have mentioned
that
it.
she was just an average sized
Like
woman
a
and she
normal-
would not have the seat. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm tall and I don't
Yeah,
even have the seat pushed
same.
all the way
Yeah,
back. So
you're
That's
right.
right.
So the families are thinking Shannon's vehicle is stolen.
Yeah.
The police treat it as an abandoned vehicle, which I thought was very strange.
Sure.
But apparently, I don't know why, in order for them to be able to impound it and search it, it needed to be treated as an abandoned vehicle rather than stolen. Because I feel like fucking stolen, you would immediately impound
Right.
it. And yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So at this point, the police are like, okay, all y'all need to go home. Go get some
Yes.
rest. Wait for the kids to call you. We found
Yeah.
the car, blah, blah, blah. So the cops, like I said, assumed it's an abandoned vehicle. They're still looking for the kids. The following Monday morning, so I'm guessing now at this point, they did go out on Friday because it's a couple days
Yeah.
later. 100 yards from where Shannon's vehicle was found, a train engineer saw what looked like human remains
Oh my
near the
God.
train track.
An engineer.
He's the driver.
I got it.
Different kind of engineer. A train driver
Just keep going.
She just gets honed in on
I
it.
can't help myself.
Because you're an engineer.
That's right.
Can't help it. A conductor? Are you
Got
a
it.
trained conductor?
Conductor.
I really should have known that. I'm not even gonna go there.
I just called him a train driver. So
A train driver. We all
Yeah.
knew what you were talking about. Loading coal into the...
Yeah, he's shoveling coal into the fuel compartment.
I don't think they have to do that.
Okay,
I don't know a
so
lot
he
about
sees what he thinks is human remains by the track. He calls the police.
Oh.
They come. More than 80% of the body was burned.
Oh my goodness. It was only one body.
One body. But forensics did prove it was Chris Newsom.
Oh my goodness.
He had been raped. Yes.
Oh man.
Oh, that
He
hurts
had
my heart.
he had been gagged.
Oh.
He had been shot 3 times.
Jeez.
He was bound at the ankles and the wrists. And of course, the police had to tell Chris's family about this terrible discovery.
Oh
So
my goodness.
now police are fully on board.
Oh,
Yeah, well, yeah.
okay.
Thanks for nothing.
Yeah.
One charred raped body.
Yeah.
And they're locked in.
So they want to
Okay.
find Channon, right?
Yes.
Top priority. Shannon's family was worried and scared, as you should be.
Yeah.
Shannon's dad went back down to Chipman Street with another group of people to search for Channon. They went, and I think this is pretty ballsy. Now, think about the worst part of town in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Whoever's listening to this, you have your Eastside or your whatever. You're going down with a group of people that are not, they're from the West Side. They're
Right.
not used to encountering prostitutes, drug dealers. They went into abandoned buildings. They went into vacant. I don't know if I'd have the
Oh,
balls to do
wow.
it.
You would if it was your kid.
Vacant
You
house.
wouldn't
yeah.
even think about it.
Yeah.
They're running on parent confidence,
Yeah.
bravery, whatever.
Yeah. Just that whole, well, they identified the general vicinity where Shannon's phone last pinged. First thing the next day when the light, when it was morning, they had helicopters out looking. Now it was just full on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Several hours passed. The processing of the Forerunner is done at this point. Technicians found a fingerprint on an envelope that was in the backseat of the car. They ran the print. Belonged to an ex-con named LaMarcus Davidson.
I don't trust him.
man.
Yeah.
He had just gotten out of prison.
Oh no.
He was well known to law enforcement as a drug dealer and a career criminal.
If-
And what he had just been released from prison for was carjacking.
Oh, okay. So this is his crime of choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
He lived just a few blocks away from where Chris's body was found. So,
Not looking good for you.
yeah.
LaMarcus.
Police go to LaMarcus's house full on SWAT team.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's home.
Conveniently.
But,
Convenient.
conveniently. But it looked like somebody had been in the house recently because there was like food on the kitchen counter. There was a TV in the living room with a bunch of porn tapes on top of it.
Just like
the
casually in the
usual.
living
Yeah.
room.
Just fucking gross. I mean, maybe LaMarcus didn't have to worry about kids seeing his porn tapes out. I don't know.
So.
Then they came across a large trash can in the kitchen. Like, not a trash can you would have in your kitchen, but a big one. Inside, they found the body of Channon Christian.
Gosh.
She had been bound by her ankles and wrists. She had been stuffed into 5 large garbage bags before being put in the garbage can.
Oh my goodness.
Her head had been wrapped in a small white plastic shopping bag. She had suffocated to death inside of the trash can.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course, police had to go tell Shannon's family that
Yikes.
this horrible discovery. So, let's talk about what the medical examiner found during the autopsies.
Oh.
This is going to be rough.
I'm
Okay.
terrified.
Powering through.
Prior to their deaths, both Channon and Chris had been savagely raped.
Hmm.
And they said Channon was raped in every possible way you can be raped.
Oh my goodness.
They assumed Chris was raped with an object,
Oh.
not a penis. They were raped repeatedly and violently for hours.
Ugh.
Yeah. So this hit the media, and it was like a shit show that this
Yeah.
2 young people had been kidnapped, raped, sodomized, murdered. The community was outraged and shocked. They were scared. Nobody believed this type of crime could happen in Knoxville, even in the East Side.
Even in the,
Yeah.
Wow.
And
where it's like drugs, prostitution.
yes,
you know.
they didn't even think it could happen there.
Not, ugh.
So police didn't think that this was something that LaMarcus could have pulled off by himself.
Nah.
Because you got two people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So police go find out that house that LaMarcus lives in, he's renting it. And he and a woman named Daphne Sutton were on the rental agreement. So police find Daphne, bring her in for questioning. She said, I moved out of the house a few days ago. Like, I don't know anything about what you're talking
Right.
about. She had an alibi. She was sleeping with some other dude at the time.
Fair. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, girl, gotta do what you gotta
Yeah.
do.
Gotta
That's
do what you
right.
gotta do.
She was like, I don't know anything about the murders. But Daphne was able to tell the police that LaMarcus had been terrorizing the neighborhood with a crew of thugs from Kentucky.
Ooh.
Kentucky.
Yes.
Wow.
These thugs were George Thomas, LaTalvis Cobbins, and Vanessa Coleman, a woman. It
Girl,
shocks me.
stop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Vanessa?
And I kind of call them a gang at this point,
Yeah.
even though that's probably not the.
Sure.
But this gang had been pulling robberies all around the east side of Knoxville. So, with what Daphne told the police, they were able to trace LaMarcus Davidson to another house, which was abandoned. Another SWAT team goes in. LaMarcus was in there,
Oh, finally.
cuffed and stuffed, as
That's
they
right.
say in the Dukes of Hazzard.
Stop, Boss Hog. Stop.
I'm Roscoe P. Coltrane. Okay. So inside the house, the crime scene investigators found Chris Newsom's shoes.
Oh, wow.
LaMarcus had the tennis shoes in his possession.
That'll do
That is gross.
Because of the shoes and the
Oh,
fingerprint,
yeah, you're right.
it. Yeah, you're there,
That
bro.
yeah.
LaMarcus was charged with the murders.
Yeah.
LaMarcus denies having anything to do with the murders. He wouldn't rat out his gang.
These shoes just showed
You gotta
up
be
at my
loyal.
house.
You gotta be loyal.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
These shoes just
Where
showed
did
up
these
at my
come
house.
from?
I found him on a dead, burned guy.
eBay just delivered these too. Weed drink tastes pretty good. Okay.
Tastes like wheat.
No, it doesn't. It tastes like mango.
Is it mango flavor?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Is this
Dalton, is it mango flavor?
passion fruit?
Yes.
Passion fruit. I think.
Passion fruit, Dalton
Yeah.
says.
Mm.
He brought it to me.
No,
I mean, no, he did not.
Oh, brother.
I sent him to the
Next
store
thing
to
you know,
buy
I got
it for me.
people reaching out to me.
No, I sent him to the store to buy it for me.
Next thing you know, Dog's a kingpin.
Okay, so let me tell you how the police found the gang, the other three
Yes.
involved. Okay. That abandoned house where they found LaMarcus.
Yeah.
You're going to love this. There was a DVD that had been checked out of a library in Kentucky.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh.
So when they're not raping and murdering and burning,
They're going to the library.
they're at the library.
Oh my god.
Wait, like I have a really dumb question.
Yes.
We can edit this out.
No, we're not going to.
Is Kentucky east of Tennessee?
I don't know.
Can somebody look at a map?
I am geographically challenged.
Don't look it up. But I'm like, that's like the east,
I don't wanna
east,
say
like
anything.
dirty east.
I don't know if it's east, but I know that a helicopter can get to there in about an hour. So it's
Okay.
not super
I'm like,
far
if you're
away.
looking at America, is it on the left or the right?
I don't know.
That's how I know.
I think it's on the up or
I'm
the down.
really good at
I
geography.
know this is
I'm
really embarrassing for
terrible.
us. I am. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
it's up. It's north.
Is that north?
It's
Up?
north of Tennessee. Yes. That,
Mm,
mhm.
can't
Haven't
trust
you seen
them.
that bird on the Geico commercial?
who am I?
North is up.
Yeah.
Okay. So they checked out this DVD from the library, assuming it wasn't porn, because I don't think the library carries porn. The feds were able to get the library's information, say, hey, who checked this out?
So dumb.
They got a fucking address.
Wow.
The Knoxville sheriff and a team of U.S. Marshals hopped in a helicopter and flew 1 hour to Lebanon, Kentucky.
There you go.
And all three of the suspects were found at that house.
Wow.
Just vibing with their library
Yeah.
cards.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, mine's about to expire.
Shit. Why didn't you just steal the DVD, bro?
For real. Like you did all of this.
These are the worst criminals.
Hey, I
know.
kill people, but I don't fucking steal from the library.
First of all, respect literature.
Yeah. So again, with a SWAT team going into this house, and they get George Thomas, LaTalvis Cobbins, and Vanessa Coleman, and they arrest them. Vanessa Coleman, I'm just going to call her the bitch because she was the only female in the group. She had Shannon's wallet and Shannon's perfume in her purse.
That
is tacky. Tacky.
I was
tacky.
gonna make a joke and say she had Shannon's library card.
Yes. Well, she probably did because
Probably did.
Yeah. Because remember, Shannon's a hard worker. She's going to school and working
that's
2
true.
jobs,
Yeah.
so she had a library card.
Yeah.
Okay. While being interrogated, all 3 of these jokers are like, "We don't know anything about the murders. We
No.
don't know what
Sure.
you're talking about."
eBay just
Sure.
delivered this.
deny.
And police are like, "Okay, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to turn each other, turn evidence on each other or whatever. We're going to get CSI on this shit.
Yeah,
And
this
we're gonna,
library card tells a different story.
We're going to have all the fingerprints on the library DVD. I just want to keep saying library.
The library.
That's
I
all
don't
I
know
wanna
how
say.
isn't it library?
Yeah, just
Feels
that's how I
right.
want to say it.
Do it.
Okay, so CSI is going over the evidence. Shannon in the trash can. The trash bags that covered her body had LaMarcus's fingerprints.
There
on
it
them.
is.
Wow.
The sheets that were used to tie her up had Vanessa Coleman's DNA.
Wow. They just gave it away.
How do you help somebody hurt another woman?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
You're cold blooded.
what they did to, it's all horrible. But
It is.
as a woman,
Yeah.
how do you assist in the
Yeah.
I agree.
It's horrible crime.
You tied her up. You essentially incapacitated
correct?
her.
You raped her, bro. You might as
Yeah.
well have done it.
Yeah.
George Thomas's gun matched the ballistics from the bullets in Chris Newsom's body. So it's just racking up. It's
Dumbest
racking up.
criminals.
DNA from LaMarcus and LaTalvis was found on and in Shannon's body.
Oh,
Yeah. So the investigators tried to use all this evidence to turn LaMarcus and the Kentucky gang all against each other.
Mm.
LaTalvis said it was LaMarcus. LaMarcus turned around and blamed somebody else, and
Yeah.
just back and forth. And but all the talking that they're doing kind of painted a picture of what
Yeah.
really went down. So police this is what they say they got from LaMarcus and the gang. On the night of January 6th, LaMarcus and his crew were going around the streets of Knoxville looking for a car to jack. That was their main intention. They saw Shannon's shiny new 4Runner, cool, in 2007.
cool scrap, man. Yeah.
Yep. So let me tell you where they saw. Remember her friend Kara?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Chris showed up at the apartment. Shannon and Chris get in the 4Runner. They're sitting there. They're kissing. They're making out before they leave. And that's when the gang and LaMarcus come up at gunpoint
Jeez.
and ambush them. The gang throws Shannon and Chris in the back of the 4Runner. And then they drove to that rental house that LaMarcus had.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where the horror started.
Well, they're obviously not just looking for a car to jack because they probably could have pulled a gun
Well,
and gotten the car, right?
I
You
mean-
chose to take it to
a whole
the-
nother.
Yeah.
85th level
Yes.
of
Right.
evil
Yes.
with
Absolutely.
you had bad intentions the whole time.
So what they gather is after they get to the house, Chris was taken out near the railroad tracks, and that is where he was raped and killed, and his body was set on fire.
So they separated them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. After that, the gang went back to the house where Shannon was. Over several hours, Shannon was sexually assaulted numerous times. And at some point, they decided they had to kill her so that she could not identify them.
Jeez.
And then they stuff her in the trash can and leave. So I'm assuming from what I told you earlier that she was actually alive when they stuffed her in the trash can.
Yeah.
Even though probably broken at that point.
100%.
Poor girl.
So prosecutors charge George Thomas, LaTalvis Cobbins, Vanessa Coleman, and LaMarcus Davidson with every fucking thing that they could find. It's just
Yeah.
As they
murder,
should.
rape, robbery, theft,
Yeah.
carjack,
Yeah.
everything.
Yep.
Okay. Now this happened in 2007. October 2009, trials. So we're about 2 years.
Mhm.
Shannon's dad was like, I don't care who killed my daughter. I want them to get the death penalty.
Yeah.
I don't care what happened. Whoever did it gets the death penalty. And the prosecutors were going for the death penalty for all 4 of them.
As they should.
Vanessa Coleman's trial, she was convicted, but was only sentenced to 53 years in prison. She did not get the death penalty. LaTalvis Cobbins and George Thomas, they were found guilty of a combined 71 felonies. But they did not get the death penalty.
What?
Yeah.
How many years did they get?
So George and LaTalvis got a life without parole.
Okay.
So at least there's that.
Yeah.
So right now we have 1 sentence to 53 years,
Yeah.
Right.
2 life without parole.
Right.
What about the ringleader?
Right.
LaMarcus.
Are we so he's the ringleader.
Well, he's the ringleader.
Okay.
Police had more evidence against him than anybody else.
Well,
The
it's like
fi-
his house too,
the-
right?
Yeah, the
Like
fingerprints, the
his
DNA.
stomping ground.
Yes, all of it. Yeah, I mean, and he wasn't from Kentucky or
Right,
whatever,
right.
you know. So the prosecutors showed the jury, oh my God, everything, even like images of the dead bodies.
Oh,
Yes,
gross.
I've seen it.
That's
Like, I did not
terrible.
see it in this situation, but when I served on a jury in Ascension Parish, the person was murdered, and they show you
Oh my
everything.
God, I'd be scarred.
They show you everything. Okay. But the defense had another plan. The defense said LaMarcus was a known drug dealer, and Channon and Chris were there of their own free will
Like in their own apartment.
to get
But
drugs.
even if they were, I don't think they were there to get raped and sodomized
and burnt
and suffocated
yeah.
and burned.
Right.
I like buying weed is different than
Totally agree with you. But that's what the plan was. Ooh, I think I'm feeling the weed drink now. Okay. So they're blaming Channon and Chris, saying that they were there to get drugs. The defense team also said that the DNA on Channon was from consensual sex.
false.
No.
That
False.
she was trading sex for drugs.
I am so confused as to how they like played this out, because weren't they like held at gunpoint and taken?
Well,
to the
but they,
Eastside?
but unless the bad guys would admit that and testify to that,
Okay.
the police, that was
Yeah.
just their assumption based on
Got
the
it.
stories that all the bad people were
I
telling.
see.
I'm
Got it.
saying bad people like I'm in kindergarten.
The
or something.
criminals,
Yeah.
the bad guys.
So obviously, when Shannon's dad is hearing all of this, his daughter was there for exchanging sex for drugs. And he is like, he wants to jump over the little rail
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
beat the shit out of LaMarcus,
Do it.
but he didn't. The jury deliberated for 8 hours and found LaMarcus guilty.
Mhm.
Punishment is a death penalty.
Do it.
He was put on death
We
row.
like it. Like to see it.
One little shining thing, and you can say all of this, was recently the house where all of this happened was demolished.
Recently,
Yeah. Yeah.
they should like
Can you
destroy
imagine?
things like the when terrible things happen. That
Yeah.
should be like
Agree.
a
That was a rental house. Can you imagine? Like,
You can you imagine being the
as
landlord?
the
Right.
homeowner.
Shit,
How do you
can't-
market that?
I can't
right?
rent this anymore.
no.
There was so many bad things happened in this house,
So
and there
much
was so much
trauma.
porn
Ugh.
and Kentucky
And
library.
so many
DVDs. No.
old library books.
So Nicole from Patreon, thank you for suggesting this story.
Thanks, Nicole.
She
Wah,
said when
wah.
she sent it to me, it was so horrible. It's one that stayed with me.
Yes.
And I had never heard it. So
Yeah.
I watched a documentary on Amazon called Sins and Secrets, season 1, episode 1. If you want to watch that video.
So,
I feel like maybe it's familiar. Like, is it called like the Ken and Barbie murders or something?
No, I've done
like
that one. No,
Okay.
it's a different one.
Okay. I'm
But-
just thinking like really good looking little.
I'm going to
yeah.
show you.
Oh.
This is Channon and Chris.
Aww.
And I'm going to give you, look how sweet they are. Look how cute. Like
Yeah.
just kids
is-
next door.
That hair is very 07. The side.
I
the,
know.
The
just
swoop.
the picture.
I
Yeah.
believe I had that hair.
That's so
and I also
sad.
would have been in a white. Oh, bless her.
Yeah.
The lip gloss, the eyeshadow. It's giving
Hell
07.
yeah.
Poor things.
What? Show the camera again? Okay. Oh, all right. I think Dalton went in the camera switching for a second there. Here we go. That's poor little
Take it out of
Channon and Chris. They're so cute. Okay. Terrible story, but
Yes.
Gloria's going to make us
Yes.
laugh.
I'm so excited.
Do it. I hope there was some
So-
prison justice delivered to those other.
I know, I
you
was
know
about
there
to-
probably was.
Yeah, as do. If not, now's the time.
Yeah.
That's
Prisoners act now.
All right, so this is in spirit of the your state funny laws
Yes.
that we expired a few weeks ago.
That's right.
I thought as an inclusivity club, we could expand the funny laws to Latin America.
Perfect.
And as a Latin American, I thought it would be good for me to deliver it. So I have a few.
Flexes don't
she's
stop.
telling on her own people now.
That's
Can't
right.
stop, won't stop.
Okay, so the first is in Peru. Sexual relations with a llama or alpaca is illegal.
Damn it.
Unmarried young men are even prohibited from having a female llama or alpaca live in their homes.
Oh my God. Is there that
So they're
much
not tempted.
alpaca and llama fucking going on down there? Damn it.
Obviously, it was some sort of epidemic at one time for a law to be written.
Damn.
Sorry, alpaca.
They can't even have females in their house? Is that
Don't
what
they,
they-
No,
aren't the
no.
alpacas the one that
Wait,
the
I
ones
wonder
that
if it-
spit?
No, that llama spit.
Llama.
They do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not good at geography or animals. Science?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Listen, mostly fun, guys.
Yeah, this says unmarried young men
Mm.
about female llamas, but what about unmarried young women? About male llamas?
I don't think that it was a woman problem. I'm
Fair
just going
enough.
to go out on a limb. I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't think
next
the-
country.
Yes, I don't think the bitches were fucking all the llamas.
All right, in Colombia, you can Colombia, you can buy a knife freely in many shops and markets, but it is illegal to carry one with you.
How do you get it home?
How do you get home?
You
What if
better-
it's like in the bag?
I was going to say double bag that. The cops can't see through the bag.
That's right.
Always.
Yeah.
You're just living on the edge at that point.
Yeah.
What if you conceal it? Still can.
Ah, seriously, how am I going to eat steak tonight? I don't have a knife to cut
Exactly.
it with. Okay.
This
That's a good
machete is for my dinner, sir.
machete. Yes.
All right. In Argentina, DJs are required to play certain number of tango records in relation to other types of music.
As they should be.
Tango.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. Oh, she's doing it.
Is that how you tango?
I don't really
Is
know.
that
I'm not
the-
Argentinian.
Is that the?
It's the one
But
where
I think it is.
it's the one where
Is that
you
where you've
put
done-
your hand
Yes.
out
Okay.
and you're just
Yes,
going
yes.
straight. Yeah.
Correct. All right. In Ecuador, a woman can dance naked in public as long as her belly button is covered.
Just put a band-aid over that thing, girl.
Unless it's one of those like big gaping ones that you can like see through a tight shirt.
Can't really hide that.
An Audi. It's an Audi.
Or an Audi.
Yeah.
If it's the big old belly button, I get it.
All right.
That's distracting.
Just fucking. I thought she was gonna say it's like woman can dance naked in the street if she's had 10 tequilas. I thought it was gonna be something like that.
Okay. Next is in Bolivia. It is illegal to have sex with a woman and her daughter at the same time.
It's illegal.
It is illegal.
Oh my god! Did we need to make this a law?
Isn't that everywhere though? Like, isn't
Incest.
there it is. There's the word. Isn't that like illegal?
Definitely illegal in
Frowned upon?
southern states.
Frowned
Definitely.
upon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be like a third cousin or later before you can fuck them.
That's a reasonable.
Yeah.
All right, and then my last one to pay tribute to my home country, Venezuela.
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 It is Venezuela has a law saying that authorities can not accept names that would expose children to ridicule. So they can
we did it.
be like
Yes.
you cannot
You
have that
can't
name.
name your kid shithead.
And right. And what's funny though is that Venezuela is notorious for having funny names. Like I know a man who is named Hot Man.
Oh,
It-
Gloria cracks me up every time I say
Isn't it hilarious?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gloria.
It was legal though. Apparently it was accepted.
Your parents were like, choice number 1, asshole. Nope. Choice number 2,
All right,
Gloria.
Gloria.
That was
Yep.
second on my list, but okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much for that.
Of course.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
And so next time, Monica, you'll have to bring something
Okay.
funny.
From Zachary.
Philip from Zachary.
Zachary.
Probably all the same things apply.
Are you from the east side or the west side? of
I,
Zachary?
listen, I'm not good at directions.
Geography. Yeah.
I feel
Are you
like
from the
north.
up or down?
I feel like up,
Up. Yeah.
maybe down.
Zachary is north of here,
Close.
at least.
I don't know, man. Left. You go left.
By the tree.
Take a left at the gas
Yes,
station,
Yeah.
that's right.
and then you just keep going.
7.5 miles.
Yep, across the tracks.
Yep.
Wrong side of the tracks. Maybe I was east side.
That's it. You're east side.
Was not rich. Would not have been a west
No,
side baddie.
no,
Would have been the least of the east.
the least of the east. Awesome.
How do you do it, E?
E? I don't know. Do it like this.
Meanwhile, grits with the side of murder.
Throwing
linked to gang activity.
Throwing gang
Next on
signs up.
WAFB 5 o'clock. Kieran Chawla. We have a drug lord and gang affiliation.
That's it.
This has been a
Absolutely.
productive.
Well, thank y'all for being here to,
This has
to
been
do
lovely.
this
Anytime.
productive. We're going to have cake in a little while.
Yes.
But Harold did make y'all some pulled pork.
Oh,
I don't know if you're hungry or not.
I
glow.
don't know when the next time I'll eat will be, but
She had a
I might
cake
look
on the
at
way
it.
here.
I might. I did just
She
a
had
little piece.
Just a half a cake. Just only half. She
Cutting back.
That's
yes.
right. Mm-hmm. Portion
Okay.
control.
We love y'all out there. And if you would like to support the show, go to Patreon/grits, Patreon/grits. And if you can't, that's cool. Just send me an email. Tell me what stories you want to hear. Go to Facebook, join the Grits group, family, friends, and fans. And I think that's it. You ladies have anything to say before we check out of here?
I mean, thank you for having us
Yes.
again.
This is always
pleasure.
lovely.
I love
A
doing
delight.
this with y'all. Y'all crack me
Yes.
up. Dalton,
You're a
thank you
gift.
for camera switching.
Yeah, Dalton, sorry about all
against
that.
your will.
Sorry for bothering you.
I think we entertained him.
Obviously, he was super busy.
He's like somewhat.
Super busy.
All right. We love y'all. Tell your mom and them to listen. We're going to let Zydeco Mike take us out.